For number 11, we just distribute. So that would be 8x plus 40. For this one, we do 7x plus 8. And then bring down our 2. And if we add 56 and 2, we get 58. Just combining like terms. In number 13, you have to solve the equation. These were expressions, so we just simplified. But here we have to solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 18 from 24. And that gives me 6. And then I divide both sides by 3. And so x is 2. In number 14, we subtract the 6x from both sides. And we get 2x plus 12 equals 62. We subtract 12. And we get 50. And if I divide both sides by 2, x is 25. For number 15, we have slope-intercept form, where m is 1/2 and b is 1. So we begin at 1 on the y-axis, and then we're going to go up 1, right 2. And we just do that a few times, up 1, right 2. Then we're going to go down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2. And then after that, just draw your line. For number 16, we have point slope form, where the m is always in the middle, so that would be 3/1. And then your point would be x and y, but when you take those numbers out of the equation, they become opposite. So that would be -4 and -6. And that is where you begin your graph. So I start there at the center, and I go over -4, and then I would go down to -6. From that point, I would rise 3 and run to the right 1. And then I would just keep doing that until I could not go any further. And then draw your line. And then in number 17, that's standard form, where you cover up the y. So you would have 3x equals 6. Divide by 3. X gives you 2, so that's a point 2 on the x-axis. Then I cover up the x, and I have 2y equals 6. Divide by 2, and y is 3. So at the y-axis, put a point at 3, and then I just connect those. And then lastly, number 18, we have x1, y1, and our slope. And then you just plug that into point slope form. So y minus -8. Slope is 3. And then x minus 7. But again, we have to change that double negative to a positive. And then I would go ahead and distribute the 3. So 3 times x and 3 times -7. And then subtract 8 from both sides. And we get y equals 3x minus 29. But to go from SIF to SF, you have to get the x to the other side with the y. So I would subtract 3x and get -3x plus y equals -29.